From the Gypsy King being undefeated in the ring, to Mike Tyson backing Fury to end AJ in a fight. Here's why Anthony Joshua is scared of Tyson Fury. I mean, Fury's boxing record would terrify anyone. There's no denying that Fury is one of the most feared boxers out there. So it's no surprise that big names like Joshua are terrified of him. Think about it. The Brits stepped into the ring 34 times and has never lost, even once. Yeah, his December 2018 fight against Deontay Wilder was a draw, but there are still no losses on his record. Now don't get me wrong, Joshua himself isn't one to be taken lightly. He's got an impressive record too. AJ's won 25 out of his 28 fights, and 22 of those wins were knockouts. But still can't beat Fury though, can he? No man has ever taken him down in the ring, so it's safe to say Joshua is scared. He can't either, especially because he has seen better days in his boxing career. All of AJ's losses are recent. The first one came in 2019, when he stepped into the ring against Andy Ruiz Jr. The other two came in 2021 and 2022 against Alexander Usyk. Yeah, when it comes to taking down the Ukrainian, AJ has no luck, so with all these losses, Joshua isn't looking too good. He's got work to do before he even thinks about stepping in the ring with the Gypsy King. So guess what he's doing in the meantime? He's dodging the big fight. Think about it. There's a reason why Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury keeps falling through. It's simple. Joshua doesn't want to fight Fury. I mean, there's a lot at stake here. His loss to Fury would only add another loss to his record. And you know, his stats are already not looking so good throughout 2023. Joshua has teased going into retirement if he loses again, and this one might just seal the deal. The big money would be gone forever. Fury himself said that he had the contract ready for AJ to sign several times, but something's always come in the way. The pair were first supposed to meet in the ring in August 2021 for the undisputed WBA, WBC, IBF, and WBO heavyweight world titles in Saudi Arabia. And let me tell you, it was hyped as hell. But all the buzz it made in the fight world didn't last for too long. Yeah, the fight got canceled. The Gypsy King faced Deontay Wilder for their trilogy fight instead. And as for Joshua, he turned to Usyk. The highly anticipated fight was then in the cards again for 2022. But guess what? Fans were left in the cold once again. Joshua didn't sign on the dotted line, and he kept blaming his promoters and sponsors and all. Let's be real. You can't let sponsors control who you fight. So if this was his way of getting out of it, it definitely worked. Why else would he dodge the biggest fight of the year? Yeah, Joshua versus Fury will be the biggest heavyweight fight in the world. Well, only if it ever sees the light of the day. Joshua recently defeated Jermaine Franklin in April 2023. Yeah, the victory was very underwhelming, and it wasn't AJ's usual knockouts. But hey, at least he got a win on his record. Fury fought Derek Chisora in December 2022. You know, when Joshua failed to see eye to eye with the champion, and of course he won. So, they're both coming off fresh wins. AJ and the Gypsy King are both Brits with huge fan bases. And who doesn't want to see two powerhouse fighters with devastating knockout wins go against each other? I'll tune in for that one any time of the day. And let me let money do all the talking for this one. Joshua was expected to walk out with $40 million if he locked horns with Fury in December 2022. Yeah, so the fight's expected to make both fighters big bucks. But he's letting all this go only because he's scared. Joshua is ready to fight Wilder in the final quarter of 2023. This fight is in the talks, and it looks like it's coming to fruition. Yeah, because no one's trying to dodge it this time. Fighting was never a problem for AJ, the opponent was. He said he'd happily go against Dillian Whyte and Wilder. The athlete's ready to sign for these matchups. Probably because they're not as terrifying. He's already fought Whyte twice, so he knows what he's signing up for when he's going against him. On the other hand, Wilder isn't undefeated, so that already makes him much less intimidating than Fury. Now, Joshua did say that his fight with Fury might come to fruition if the one with Wilder falls through. But I still wouldn't have my hopes up too high. I mean, there are a few things that could put the fight in jeopardy. You know, like Wilder being arrested for possession of drugs and illegal weapons. But he's fighting the charges, so he might be able to come through. And I think Joshua really wants him too. It's not only Fury's undefeated record that makes him terrifying. If you talk about him and AJ, the Gypsy is the bigger man, and that's always a good advantage to have. Size doesn't always matter, but in this case, it's definitely not a bad thing to have. Now don't get me wrong, but Joshua has one of the best physiques in the boxing world. He's built like an Adonis and stands an imposing 6'6". But even with that height, he'd still have to look up 3 inches to meet Fury's gaze. The Gypsy King is 6'9", and that makes him the second tallest heavyweight title claimant. Plus, his big size also means he's got a greater range. Yeah, that's definitely going to favor him on the canvas. Joshua struggled when he faced a 6'6" Vladimir Klitschko in 2017. So Fury is definitely going to be one hell of a challenge for him. And he's not one you can just knock out. Come on, I'm talking about the Tyson Fury here. There's a long list of reasons why he's the most feared boxer, and the opponents he's faced only add to it. Now, I'm not saying that everyone Fury has fought is an elite-level talent, but if you compare his foes to AJ's foes, the WBC heavyweight champion definitely has the better ones. If you think about it, Joshua definitely has got Fury beat by a wide margin if you're counting title defenses. But where AJ has quantity, the Gypsy King has quality. He's taken down big names in the ring. I'm talking about a long-reigning Klitschko, an unbeaten Wilder, and so many more. Now before you come at me and say, Joshua has beaten Klitschko too. Yeah, I know. But let's not forget that AJ took down an older version of the Ukrainian, coming off a 17-month absence. Yeah, if Joshua faces Fury, then the quality of his opponents would skyrocket. But you and I both know he's too scared to sign up for that one. Plus, it all comes down to what happens in the ring, right? Well, fans know that Fury has a boxing IQ like no other. Okay, let's say Joshua has a better physique. And let's even go as far as to say he can punch better. It's quite a stretch, I know. But he still wouldn't stand a chance against Fury in the ring. Why? Well, because the Gypsy King knows what goes in the ring. He knows how to change the course of the fight when things are going south. The man's a full package. AJ was outboxed by Ruiz, so Fury would for sure exploit his lack of skill if they step in the ring together. He's also the tougher man mentally. He steps on the canvas with dedication like no other, so he just used psychology on his opponent, like he did with Klitschko, and get in Joshua's head. Once he does that, it's game over, baby. You know you need to be terrified of a fighter when everyone is warning you against him. David Haye advised AJ to avoid Fury at all costs, unless he wants to tarnish his resume. I don't know if Joshua takes Haye's words seriously, but I'm sure he doesn't take Mike Tyson's words with grains of salt. Yeah, Mike said Fury's got this one. If the GOAT backed my opponent to win against me, I'd be terrified too. So we can't really blame AJ, can we? Tyson told BBC Sports that Joshua's punches are very predictable, and that's something Fury would take full advantage of. He said, and that's just a recipe for disaster if you're fighting Tyson Fury and you're telegraphing your punches. To a guy who's 6'7", come on. The baddest man on the planet thinks AJ doesn't have what it takes, which means he's got a lot of work to do if he wants to fight Fury. So from Mike Tyson backing Fury to end Joshua in a fight, to the Gypsy King being undefeated in the ring. This was why Anthony Joshua is scared of Tyson Fury.